Hey everybody, Dyer here. So my boy Genji hasn't really had any changes to him in the past few months, but what really gets me is the bugs that are still present that haven't been fixed yet. A few months ago, you could do this thing we called ledge dashing, kind of like super jumping, but the basic premise is you would dash out a ledge with Genji's shift ability, and you would grab onto it and let go, and it would send you flying. Of course, it's a little more detailed than that. You had to hit certain keys at a certain time, but that's besides the point. You can still actually kind of do it, but it doesn't launch you nearly as far as it used to, as you were seeing in the video. This eventually got patched, and as much as I hate to say it, rightfully so. Even though it did add another mobility option for Genji, only available to those who took the time to practice and master it, it was still a bug that needed to be fixed. If you rewind even farther than that, and Blizzard also removed animation canceling from the game, which affected Genji the most. This hurt him quite a bit, as his burst damage potential went down drastically. I'm not going to argue if this was the right move or not, but on top of this, Blizzard also removed Genji's ability to double jump, climb a wall, and then jump again. People called this triple jumping, and Blizzard claimed this was a bug. I don't believe this was actually a bug at all. I believe this was a way to cover up some of the bugs Genji still has to this day that should have been fixed a long time ago. The first bug I'm referring to is his wall climb. Sometimes it simply doesn't work. Other times he can only climb up halfway without falling down, etc. A perfect example I like to show of this when I am bitching about it in games is on the last part of King's Row, climbing through the little keyhole as you see here. If you climb straight up from under the little hole here, I guess you could call it, you do not make it. But if you climb on the side to the right, you can actually make it through. This shows us the inconsistencies in Genji's wall climb. I firmly believe that the triple jump, as people called it, was a way to remedy the inconsistencies in the wall climb. Why this way, though? My first guess is because they simply do not know how to fix his climbing ability. My theory is that every wall in this game would have to be modeled flat and work in a way that doesn't conflict with Genji's model. Obviously, this is a lot of work and might not even be possible. Remember, this is just my theory and I could be wrong, but if I am, that means that Blizzard is simply ignoring the bug and it can be fixed. Then, why did they remove triple jump? According to Blizzard and the developers' comments left on the patch notes from August PTR update, Genji was a little too difficult to pin down, and these changes will balance his speed. So in order to do that, they had to remove his third jump? But what they didn't do was fix his wall climbing ability that people only really used his third jump for in the first place, when they weren't able to fully climb a wall. So the other main bug Genji has had since launch is what we call ghost swings, or ghost swords. This is when Genji is using his ult and swinging away with his sword, and it makes a contact, as you can hear by the sound, and is displayed by the slash animation that follows with it. But the hit simply doesn't register. This is probably one of the more annoying bugs in the game, and if it happens even once in the 6 seconds his ult is active, which was nerfed from 8 seconds, might I add, it can cost you a kill, which could potentially cost you a teamfight. The good news is it doesn't happen every ult, but it still needs to be addressed. So why hasn't this been fixed yet either? Well, to be honest, I have no fucking idea. The only two possibilities I can think of is, like the wall climb bug, they simply do not know how to fix it, or they can't. Or Blizzard really has it out for my favorite ninja. The biggest thing with these bugs is that they can create some really bad RNG type scenarios due to the inconsistencies in his abilities. I know there are more bugs Genji has, but these two are the most common bugs I would love to see fixed. Since Blizzard wants to fix the bugs that actually aided Genji, I only hope they fix the ones that hurt him as well. My name is Dyer, and until next time, take care.